hair. Right now you might be thinking I am the hair in this story, which is a good guess. But today I'm going to share with you how I was actually the tortoise for a good part of my 21-year journey with the Pampered Chef. My passion for what this business offers others is what has created for me the job of my dreams and has given my family a lifestyle that most people could only imagine having. And my goal today is for you to leave here knowing that your future can bring you the same results that I've experienced, even if you're the tortoise at this point in your business. My story growing up is no different than many of yours, but some of the choices and decisions I've made along the way might be what sets us apart. I came from a not-so-perfect childhood, but didn't really know it at the time, since whatever we experience as children is what we believe to be reality for everyone. Even though I really didn't have much growing up, I entered the workforce knowing that hard work would help me to have the things that others had. So that's what I did. I became the best I could be at whatever I was doing. I was married and started a family at a very young age, so a college education was never in the picture for me. However, deep down, I just knew there was a way to provide a better life for my family, and that someday I would find it. And then, Christmas of 1990 brought that gift to life for me. I was working about 60 hours a week at a law firm when my daughter gave me some Pampered Chef gifts she had purchased at a show while away at college. Since I also had a part-time catering business at the time, I enjoyed cooking and I was intrigued with the products. As was probably the case for many of you, direct sales was not something I dreamed of doing as a child. And until I saw those products, I had never even considered holding any kind of home party of my own, much less being the one doing them. However, I was so fascinated by the mini tart shaper and the baking stone, I now found myself calling the consultant who had done the party my daughter attended, only to find out she was not willing to drive the distance to do a party for me. Quite a dilemma, because I certainly didn't need another job. But I still found myself asking her, can I do this? Quite honestly, my plan was to fulfill my 4-show commitment and be out of there with the stuff. But what happened in the next few weeks changed my life. 2 important revelations took place for me. I started hearing about the income possibilities of those indirect sales, and I started finding out firsthand what an impact I could have on the lives of others. My focus immediately shifted to making sure that I helped to change the life of at least one person at every party, either through the use of our tools in the kitchen or by becoming a consultant and having the opportunity to earn extra income. Changing at least one life at every party I do or every meeting where I speak has now become my passion and my mission. I rose to the level of executive director in a little over 3 years, mostly because I was having so much fun. I was so excited about the products, and I didn't mind a little hard work. Shortly after promoting to executive director, I walked away from my nearly 19 years at the law firm, believing that I was the hare in the story as I raced to the top. fully expecting to rise to the top management level in the company in record time. The first part of my journey had only taken 3 years, so why wouldn't I be at the top of the heap within just a few more short years? However, the rubber was now going to meet the road. The real test of endurance was yet to come. Everything that could go wrong now started happening. I began experiencing serious family issues, and I started learning about the reality of direct sales. People quit. People aren't always as motivated as me. And then the worst possible thing happened. One of my recruits passed me up in levels, and that's when I was given a reality check. I wasn't the hare after all. But now, rather, I started seeing myself as the tortoise. Of course, my goal now is to have everyone pass me up in levels because that makes for a bigger check. But it was now that I started overanalyzing everything. Because of the stress I had experienced as a child, I had a very strained and difficult voice for people to understand. So why did I ever think I could speak in front of others? I started realizing my self-esteem was extremely low. So how did I think I could really help change the lives of others? People in my organization were passing me up. So how did I think I could lead them? I started missing goals I had set for myself. So how did I think I could teach others to set goals for themselves? After having promoted to executive director in about 3 years, another 3 years had now passed, and I was still in the same place. Fortunately for me, I woke up one day and realized I did not want to be the tortoise any longer. I wanted to be the hare again and take charge of my life. After playing the blame game for several years, telling myself that I certainly couldn't be the reason people were quitting, or that they weren't motivated, or that they were passing me by, I finally woke up one day, looked in the mirror, and realized the reason I hadn't moved forward as quickly as I had wanted to was staring back at me in the mirror. Yes, it was me. Once I accepted the fact that I would never reach that elusive top-level goal until I put some quality time into myself, I was then back in the game. I sought out self-help books and tapes, started devouring business-related books, and began to tap into all the tools that Pampered Chef provides for us, rather than reinventing the wheel every other week. In addition, I found a procedure that would help with my voice. Bottom line, I was ready to leave that tortoise in the dust, which I did. And after more than 13 years at the executive director level, 16 years in the business, I finally promoted to senior executive director. Then, just 21 short months later, to national executive. The jump to national was an easy one for me because of all the personal growth I had experienced during those prior 18 years in the business. My journey taught me that people who feel the best about themselves have an easier time succeeding. So for me, that's how I like to work with people. And since that promotion to national, I haven't stopped there. I continue to set new goals and strive to break new barriers for myself each year. And I have also learned to be flexible and to make whatever changes it might take to achieve that next goal. So some final words of advice for you today would be, don't ever give up. My team always hears me say the only way you fail is if you quit. It really isn't a race, but rather it's the journey that molds us into the person we end up being. Don't compare yourself to others, because we all have different situations. And if you aren't getting the results you want, always be willing to make changes in what you're doing. Attend every meeting possible. Hang out with those you want to be like. Find a mentor. And most of all, have fun along the way. I encourage you to do what Roger Bannister did. He was the first person to run the 4-minute mile when everyone else said it couldn't be done. He created a new reality, and that's what I want you to do for yourself. So I ask you, how do you want your story to end? Do you want to be the tortoise, or do you want to be the hare? You completely control the outcome of your story. Whatever has happened in the past doesn't matter. But you now have a choice to create the outcome of your future. So I encourage you to dream bigger than you've ever thought possible. Make the decision to become the hero in your story and just go for it. Thank you.